Dragon's Nightlight. It was bedtime for Dragon, and he was just finishing his usual mug of warm milk and mustard.
Ooh.
He brushed his teeth, and then he got ready to settle into his cozy bed for a good, long snooze. Dragon was very cozy. So cozy, he happily wiggled his toes.
Good night, toes,
He said. Dragon liked saying goodnight to his toes, so he said goodnight to his fingers, and goodnight to his tail. He said goodnight, dresser, and goodnight, bedpost, goodnight, lamp, and goodnight, ceiling. And then he noticed the moon glowing outside, like it was his own special nightlight.
and a very good night to you, Moon.
He happily sighed. The next night, Dragon had his usual warm milk
Ooh.
and brushed his teeth. Dragon had slept so well last night. Tonight he decided to say goodnight to everything he saw again. Good night, toes. Good night, fingers. Good night, tail. Good night, dresser. Good night, bedpost, lamp, and ceiling. And finally, good night, moon. But something was strange about the moon. It seemed smaller. It looked like the moon was starting to shrink. Moony about the moon. Dragon had begun saying goodnight to his toes, and his fingers, and his tail. And finally, good night to the moon. But each night, it looked like the moon was getting smaller. Dragon liked the moon. He decided to ask Ostrich for help.
Hello? Hello?
Ostrich hurried right over. She was always eager to help.
What's wrong?
Asked Ostrich.
The moon is shrinking.
Oh. It is? Oh, that's not good.
Said Ostrich.
What should we do about it?
Oh, well, let me, sure there's some kind of, I'm sure there's a way, Aha!
Ostrich decided they should take a closer look at the moon. Dragon thought that was a good idea. But the moon didn't appear to be any closer.
We need to get closer. Even closer.
But they still weren't close enough to the moon. Ostrich pondered for a bit.
Aha! We need to climb up towards the moon. Then we'll get a good look at it.
So, Ostrich got on a box to get closer to the moon. Ostrich was now closer to the moon, but it still seemed so far away. Ostrich thought they might get a better look at the moon from Dragon's bedroom window. Yes, the moon was definitely shrinking, agreed Ostrich.
Oh, we have to do something about it. Oh.
Except Dragon had fallen sound asleep. Ostrich decided she should go to sleep too, and worry about the moon tomorrow night. It was past their bedtimes after all. Foul moon. Dragon was worried.
The moon keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Ostrich was eager to help.
I'm a superhero to the rescue!
Ostrich had even come up with a name for this new rescue mission.
Oh, wow, hey! Ostrich! Oh, and Dragon, rescue the moon!
With a name like that, Dragon knew they'd rescue the moon for sure. All they needed was to figure out why the moon was shrinking. They needed a clue. Ostrich said Dragon should try his magnifying glass. A magnifying glass makes things look bigger, so you can take a closer look. Now Dragon would get a good look at that moon. Except Ostrich was in his way.
Whoops! Whoops again!
Ooh.
There it was,
Ooh.
the moon.
It's definitely not as big as it used to be.
A piece of the moon must have fallen off.
Decided Ostrich.
And if it has, well, it must be around here somewhere.
So Dragon and Ostrich went looking for the missing piece of the moon.
Well, once it was
Maybe it's
in the
big, but
center.
little, I don't know. I mean, it has a hole in it. I could keep my eye on it. Ow!
Dragon wished it were a piece of the sun he was looking for, because then it wouldn't be quite so dark out and he could see where he was going. No moon so soon? Dragon and Ostrich had looked all over for the missing piece of the moon, but it was very dark out, and they kept bumping heads. Dragon decided as soon as it was morning, he'd go search for the piece of the moon, in the daylight. Dragon got up very early and ate a big breakfast, in case he found the missing piece of the moon and it was heavier than it looked. Ostrich wouldn't be able to help Dragon this time because her head was still too sore from all last night's bonking. Dragon was determined to find the piece of the moon. He liked the moon. It was his favorite nightlight after all. Dragon looked anywhere the piece of the moon might have fallen. Once, he thought he'd found the piece, but it was just the garbage can lid. Then Mailmouse came by.
Did you lose something, Dragon?
She asked.
Oh, well, I'll help you find it. What are we looking for?
A piece of the moon. It seems to have fallen out of the sky.
Explained Dragon. Mailmouse wanted to know why Dragon thought a piece of the moon had fallen out of the sky. So Dragon told her all about saying goodnight to the moon and how the moon had started to shrink.
Well, it must be around here somewhere.
He told her about looking for clues with Ostrich and how they realized a piece had fallen from the moon.
The moon isn't missing a piece.
Said Mailmouse kindly. Mailmouse showed Dragon why the moon changes.
Let's pretend this is the moon. The sun always shines on the moon from the same place.
Mailmouse then explained that the moon moves through the sky.
Because we're on the Earth, we don't see the moon from the same spot every time. So sometimes we see the shady side of the moon, and sometimes we see the lit side. And that's why sometimes we have a full moon, and sometimes all you see is a tiny sliver. There's nothing to worry about. The moon will always be in the sky.
So that night, Dragon went to bed and said goodnight to his fingers and tail, goodnight to his bedpost, lamp and ceiling, and goodnight to the moon, a friend who would always be there for him. He was a very happy dragon.